Welcome back to Supercar, the channel that puts the automotive world under the microscope. We dive deep so you can make the smart choice. Today we're tackling the Dacia Bigster, the budget SUV promising family space, but hit with a controversial 3-star Euro NCAP rating. Is this a safe family vehicle or a safety scandal in the making? Stick around as we dissect the crash test data and give you our ultimate verdict. If you're serious about cars and safety, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. The star system versus the crash structure. Before you write off the Bigster based on that 3-star badge, you need to understand how Euro NCAP awards its stars, and more importantly, what the car's physical crash structure actually delivers. It's easy to see a 3-star rating and immediately think death trap, but honestly, the reality is a bit more nuanced. Euro NCAP standards actually get tougher every year, especially when it comes to active safety assistance systems. The Bigster's score isn't just a single number, it's really a collection of 4 distinct ratings: adult occupant protection, child occupant protection, vulnerable road users, and safety assist. The physical crash performance, the actual structure of the car, is, well, surprisingly robust in some areas. The passenger compartment stayed stable in the frontal offset test, and in those really severe side impact and side pole tests, the Bigster actually scored maximum points, offering good protection to all the critical body areas. That's a huge, and honestly often overlooked win for passive safety. Where the stars were lost, adult protection, and the so-called weak chest. So if the side impact protection is perfect, why did the adult occupant protection only score 69%? Well, the devil is in the details of the frontal crash. While protection for the knees and femurs was good and consistent for occupants of different sizes, the driver's chest protection was specifically rated as weak in the frontal offset test. This is a significant concern. A single area of poor performance can seriously downgrade the overall adult score. Furthermore, in the full-width rigid barrier test, the chest protection for both the driver and the rear passenger was rated as marginal. Another major drawback came in the area of far-side impact protection. The Bigster lacks a central airbag or a countermeasure designed to prevent head-to-head contact between front seat occupants in a far-side collision, which severely impacted its score in this modern complex test scenario. It's an area where cost-cutting becomes explicitly clear. The silver lining: child occupant protection. For family buyers, here's the most encouraging piece of data that proves the Bigster is not an outright safety disaster: the child occupant protection score. The Bigster delivered an excellent result here, scoring a high 85%. In both the frontal offset and side barrier tests, the car provided good protection for all critical body areas for both the 6- and 10-year-old child dummies, earning maximum points in the dynamic test section. This means that, in a crash, the Bigster's design and restraint systems do an outstanding job of protecting its youngest passengers. All compatible child restraints could be properly installed, and the front passenger airbag can be safely disabled for a rear-facing seat. This high score is critical. If your primary concern is the physical safety of your children in their seats, the Bigster shows a very strong performance. If the 3-star rating isn't primarily a reflection of the car's physical structure, then what is it? The biggest factor is the safety assist score of just 57%. Modern Euro NCAP tests place enormous emphasis on active safety features, the electronic nannies that prevent a crash from happening in the first place. This is where the budget focus of the Bigster truly shows its limitations. The Bigster was marked down for its autonomous emergency braking system, which showed adequate but not class-leading performance in car-to-car scenarios. More critically, the rating was heavily penalized for the absence of certain features that are increasingly becoming standard on its rivals. Specifically, it lacks an effective far-side countermeasure, and its performance in protecting vulnerable road users, such as pedestrians and cyclists, only reached 60%, primarily due to the design of the stiff windscreen pillars and poor protection for the pelvis in a collision. These omissions and marginal performances in active systems are what ultimately dragged the Bigster's overall rating down to 3 stars, not a catastrophic failure of the main structure. The final verdict: safe or scandal? So, what's the final word? Is the Bigster a genuinely safe family SUV, or is the 3-star rating a warning you can't afford to ignore? The Dacia Bigster is an incredibly affordable family SUV, and the 3-star rating is a direct consequence of that price point. It's not a safety scandal. The car meets all the mandatory regulatory standards, and honestly, its passive safety for children is genuinely excellent. However, it is not a top-tier performer. The weak driver chest protection in the frontal test is a genuine concern, and the low score for safety assist means it lacks the sophisticated, crash-preventing technology its 5-star rivals offer. Our verdict: if you prioritize ultimate value and excellent child protection, and you are a cautious, aware driver willing to compensate for less advanced electronic aids, the Bigster is a safe enough family SUV. But, if you demand the absolute best passive and active protection available on the market, you must look at a competitor with a 5-star rating and be prepared to pay the price premium that comes with it. What do you think? Does a 3-star rating put you off, or is the Bigster's excellent child safety enough to secure its place in your garage? Let us know in the comments below.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession, all in